Trump sues Wall Street Journal, a high-stakes defamation battle. Donald Trump has initiated a significant legal challenge, filing a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, its publisher Dow Jones, parent company News Corp, and media magnate Rupert Murdoch. The lawsuit stems from a recent Wall Street Journal article that reported on a bawdy birthday letter allegedly sent by Trump to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. According to the report, the letter, part of a birthday album for Epstein, contained a suggestive drawing and a personalized message. Trump has vehemently denied authoring the letter, labeling the journal's story as fake news, false, malicious, and defamatory. He has publicly stated that he warned Murdoch about the story's inaccuracy prior to its publication. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in Miami, asserts that the article has inflicted overwhelming financial and reputational harm upon him. This legal action is seen as an escalation in Trump's ongoing battles with various media outlets, which he frequently accuses of biased or false reporting. He has framed the lawsuit as an effort to stand up for all Americans who will no longer tolerate the abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media. For the Wall Street Journal's part, a spokesperson for Dow Jones has expressed full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of their reporting and stated their intention to vigorously defend against any lawsuit. The legal proceedings will likely involve a close examination of journalistic standards and the evidence supporting the journal's report. To prevail in a defamation case as a public figure, Trump will need to demonstrate actual malice, meaning the newspaper knew the information was false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. This is a high legal bar to clear. The controversy also intertwines with the broader public interest in the Jeffrey Epstein case, as the lawsuit's timing coincides with renewed calls for the release of more information related to Epstein's activities. Donald Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Rupert Murdoch stems primarily from one core issue: the alleged publication of a fake and malicious birthday letter purportedly sent by Trump to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. Here are the key reasons behind the lawsuit. Denial of authorship. Trump adamantly denies writing the letter described by the Wall Street Journal. The article claimed the letter was part of a birthday album for Epstein's 50th birthday and included a suggestive drawing along with a personalized message. Trump has publicly stated, "These are not my words, not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures." Claims of fake news and defamation. Trump has consistently labeled the Wall Street Journal's story as fake news, false, malicious, and defamatory. His lawsuit argues that the publication knowingly and recklessly published false information, causing him overwhelming financial and reputational harm. This aligns with his broader pattern of suing media outlets he believes have reported inaccurately or unfairly about him. Prior warning to Murdoch, Trump claims he personally warned Rupert Murdoch, the head of News Corp, about the story's inaccuracy before its publication and requested that it not be printed. He views the publication, despite this warning, as an act of malice. Journalistic standards and evidence. The lawsuit challenges the journalistic integrity of the Wall Street Journal, alleging that the newspaper failed to provide adequate proof of the letter's authenticity. Trump's legal team contends that the defendants failed to attach the letter, failed to attach the alleged drawing, failed to show proof that President Trump authored or signed any such letter, and failed to explain how this purported letter was obtained. They argue that no authentic letter or drawing exists. Political motivation. Trump has also suggested that the story is a scam perpetrated by the Democrats and part of a politically motivated attack against him. He often frames his lawsuits against media outlets as a stand against what he perceives as a biased press. Broader context of Epstein files. The lawsuit also comes amid renewed public interest and calls for transparency regarding Jeffrey Epstein's activities and associated files. This ongoing public discourse adds another layer of scrutiny to any allegations related to Epstein. In essence, the lawsuit is a direct challenge to the veracity of the Wall Street Journal's reporting, with Trump aiming to defend his reputation and, as he states, stand up for all Americans who will no longer tolerate the abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media. Donald Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Rupert Murdoch carries significant potential consequences for all parties involved and the wider media landscape. For Donald Trump, reputational risk. While Trump aims to clear his name, the lawsuit could inadvertently amplify public scrutiny of his past associations with Jeffrey Epstein. The legal process, including discovery and potential testimony, could bring more details to light, regardless of the lawsuit's outcome. High legal bar. As a public figure, Trump faces a high legal hurdle, proving actual malice. This means he must demonstrate that the Wall Street Journal published the story either knowing it was false or with reckless disregard for the truth. This is notoriously difficult to prove in U.S. law. Precedent for media scrutiny. If Trump were to win, it could embolden other public figures to sue media outlets, potentially chilling investigative journalism. However, if he loses, it could reinforce the protections afforded to the press. Diversion of resources. A lawsuit of this magnitude demands substantial time, legal fees, and attention, which could divert resources from other presidential priorities. For the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Rupert Murdoch, financial risk. A $10 billion judgment, though highly unlikely given the actual malice standard, would be catastrophic. Even if they win, significant legal costs will be incurred in defending against such a high-stakes suit. Reputational defense. The Wall Street Journal will vigorously defend its reporting, emphasizing its journalistic integrity and the thoroughness of its fact-checking process. This case becomes a test of their editorial standards in the public eye. Impact on investigative journalism. A win for the Journal would reaffirm the strength of press freedoms and the ability of media organizations to report on powerful figures without undue fear of retaliation. A loss, however, could set a dangerous precedent, making news organizations more cautious about publishing potentially controversial but newsworthy information. Discovery process. The lawsuit will likely involve a discovery phase, where both sides exchange evidence. The Journal's legal team will likely seek to verify the authenticity of the letter and the sources of their information. For the media landscape and public trust, chilling effect versus reinforcement of press freedom. The outcome could either create a chilling effect on investigative journalism, making news organizations more hesitant to publish critical stories about powerful individuals, or it could strongly reinforce the principles of press freedom and the high bar for defamation against public figures. Public perception of media. The case will put media credibility directly on trial. Depending on the legal arguments and revelations, it could further polarize public opinion on the reliability of news sources or, conversely, strengthen trust in rigorous journalism. Focus on Jeffrey Epstein files. The lawsuit keeps the sensitive topic of Jeffrey Epstein's activities and associated documents in the public spotlight, adding to the ongoing calls for transparency and accountability related to his network. Predicting the exact outcome of Donald Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Rupert Murdoch is challenging, but legal experts generally indicate that Trump faces an uphill battle to win this case. Why an uphill battle for Trump? Actual malice standard. In U.S. defamation law, particularly for public figures like Donald Trump, the plaintiff must prove actual malice. This means Trump needs to show that the Wall Street Journal published the story either knowing the alleged birthday letter was false or with reckless disregard for the truth. This is a very high legal bar. Journalistic due diligence. The Wall Street Journal, a reputable news organization, will likely demonstrate that its reporters conducted thorough due diligence, including reviewing the document in question and potentially corroborating its existence with other sources, even if they didn't physically possess the original. Their claim that they saw the letter and drawing, and that it was among other birthday wishes to Epstein, with independent verification, will be key to their defense. Trump's denial versus evidence. While Trump vehemently denies authoring the letter and drawing, the Journal's defense will focus on what they believed to be true at the time of publication. The existence of other drawings attributed to Trump, as noted in some reports, could also undermine his claim that he never wrote a picture in my life. Settlement versus verdict. Many defamation lawsuits, especially high-profile ones, often end in settlements rather than full jury verdicts. A settlement might be pursued to avoid prolonged and costly litigation, regardless of the perceived strength of the case. However, Trump's public statements suggest a desire for a courtroom showdown. Potential outcomes: dismissal. The court could dismiss the lawsuit early if Trump's legal team fails to present sufficient evidence to meet the actual malice standard. Settlement. As mentioned, a mutual agreement to settle out of court to avoid the costs and uncertainties of a full trial is always possible. Trial and verdict for WSJ. Based on the high bar of actual malice and the First Amendment protections for the press, the most likely legal outcome is that the Wall Street Journal successfully defends its reporting. Trial and verdict for Trump. While less probable, if Trump's team can present compelling smoking gun evidence that the Journal knew the letter was fake or acted with extreme recklessness, a victory for Trump, or even a smaller settlement, is not entirely impossible. Regardless of the legal outcome, the lawsuit will continue to draw significant media attention, further shaping public perception of both Trump and the role of the press.